Welcome to the dynamic learning hub of ExcelR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. The hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Want to get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. ExcelR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with ExcelR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if ExcelR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
It was a great course and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with ExcelR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our technical fest Atmos, and I thank ExcelR for being a part of it.
was very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later from our college, I get to know about ExcelR and I enrolled in ExcelR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory, but he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they not only focusing on study, they are also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, ExcelR.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across ExcelR, and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped. So I came to the ExcelR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, ExcelR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Because he's teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came from for collecting the certificate. I seen the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you, ExcelR, for giving these courses. I learned a lot from this. I gained the more knowledge from here, and thank you for ExcelR for teaching us.
Good evening all. I hope you all doing well. I hope my voice is audible to everyone. Students, kindly confirm in the chat, is my voice audible?
Hi, Sushmita. Yes, you're audible very much.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you. So, yes, sir, you can start the session.
Okay. So we were discussing collection, right? And I wanted to discuss some advanced collections today, such as your one of the advanced collection which we will discuss is your hash set we had done yesterday. Today I want to discuss HashMap. Okay, before that, if you remember, we had discussed. So let me. Yesterday we had discussed two interfaces which are used for comparing. Okay, so this question is asked in the interview. Let me share my screen for you guys. Let me know once you are able to see my screen. Students are still joining. Okay, once you are able to see my paint screen, Let me know that you're able to see my feed soon. Visible? Yeah. So yesterday, when we were discussing tree map, I remember when we were discussing tree map. So what tree map does is it compares and then it stores, like a binary search tree. So tree map internally will use a binary search tree to store the elements. Okay. So whenever you have a tree in your collection, that time always remember it will compare and store. And to compare, we need to have some comparison mechanism based on which it can compare. So internally, if I have a tree set of numbers, so if I have a tree set of integer, so integer, it has the default natural sorting order. Integer natural order sorting order is ascending order. So inside this integer class, we have the sorting order implemented. Okay, because so, and similarly, if we have a tree set of strings, there also we have a natural sorting order implemented. But if I make a customized tree set, so let's say if I have a class student which has roll number, string name, double percentage, and integer age. Let's say it has these 4 attributes. And of this class, I have 5 objects. So we had made some objects yesterday, right? We had made some objects yesterday. Let's say I create these objects. So roll number, I have the roll number, name, percentage. I also give the age also. Now, if I were to store these students into a tree set, now it would first compare and store, because remember, whenever we are playing with trees, it will always compare and then place. Compare and then place. So if I want to make a tree of these numbers, let's say I want to make a tree of these numbers. So first it will put 100. Then where do you think it will add 150? It will compare it with 100. So it will make the node for 150. And where will it place it? It will first compare. So you need to make that tree. You have to compare the two elements before you can place them. So we'll compare 150, which is 150 is greater, we'll go towards the right, like this. Then it will make the next node. Then it will make the next node, that is 50. And then it will compare again. 100 with 50, it is smaller towards the left. So greater towards the right, smaller towards the left. Now tell me, where will it place 25? You have had data structure session, right? So you should be comfortable. Where will this 25 go to? You start comparing, always compare and place. Compare. So 100 with 25 is lesser, go towards the left. 25 with 50 is lesser, go towards the left. And where will it place? 125 now. So it needs some comparison based on which it can store it. Tree will always compare and store. 125 100 greater, 125 is lesser. So we'll go towards the left of 125. So whenever we make a tree set, we always compare and we place. So integer and string, they have their comparison in their classes. But when I have made my own customized class, then if I want to store S1, then S2, it will compare on based of what? There are 4 parameters. It will compare based on the roll number, compare based on the name, compare based on the percentage, compare based on the age. So if it compares based on the roll number, then this record will be stored first. One, then 18. This is I'm storing them based on their roll number. 1, 18, 45, 77, 90. So if we are, so now in this class, as there is no comparison mechanism, I have to explicitly provide the comparison mechanism. And then last will be this, because I am comparing with the roll number. Similarly, if I use the comparison by percentage, then percentage, this will go first in ascending order, 68, 78, 87, 88, 98. So here we have to give our own customized comparison mechanism. Okay, for that purpose, we can use comparator and comparable. Okay, so let me take this class, copy it from here and put it into our package for today, so that we can play around with this class. Okay, no need to, let's make a new package, right? Make a new package by the name date 10. Okay, in the date 10 package from this class. Now in this class I have roll number, name and person. Okay, this 3 will be sufficient. So what I have is, I have 2 interfaces, comparable and comparator. Okay, remember this. If you want to sort the data as per your own specification. So we have comparable, comparator. Comparable will give you only one choice. Okay, only one alternative it will give you. It will give you only one property for comparison. So if we are using comparable, then you have to pick any of your property based on which you want to compare the elements. So let's say you want to compare based on their roll numbers. So here what you have to do, go to your class. Okay, because now if I try to sort them, it will not sort. And we had done yesterday, remember? If, as we had done yesterday, driver hat for comparable. So like this one we had done yesterday. I copy these objects and store them into an array list. Yeah. And now if I try to sort this array list, it will not be able to sort it. Reason being, it is not able to get any comparison. See, it's telling I cannot do any comparison, how to sort it. Okay. So you need to first do some comparison, apply some logic on which the two objects will be compared. So for that, what I do is I say I am implements comparable. Okay. Now for which object we will compare? We will compare object of the student class. So the T will be for student. Now why is there red line over here, guys? Yes, Satya. For which question did you ask this? You written over here some why I'm not able to understand. They will not be sorted because to sort we have to compare, no? To sort we always have to compare. So how do we sort a array? So if these are my numbers and these are my numbers and I want to sort them. So how do we sort them? So we first compare, no? If it is greater, it goes behind. If it is smaller, it comes in front. So if I have to sort this, I need to compare 100 and 150. So similarly, if you want to sort the students array list, you have to compare the objects. So on what base do you want to compare? So we have not given any comparison logic. That's why. That's why it is showing an error. So now I am implementing a comparison logic over here. So I am using which interface to compare? Comparable. Okay. Now why is it showing a red line over here? Because whenever we are implementing our interface, it is mandatory on us to override its method. The comparable interface has a function compare to. As I add that, see, a function called compare to. Okay, so now you can show over here on which parameter you're going to compare. Okay, so we can say if this dot roll number is greater than, okay, you can take this S1 dot roll number, then you can return a 1. Else, if it is less than, then you can return -1, and if it is equal, then you can put a else and say return 0. So now what are we doing? We are telling whenever you want to compare two students' object, that comparison will be done based on the roll number. So now as I save this, this error will, now this error should go. Well, what is it telling? List of P. So we have made array list students, a new array list of student. Which student? Okay, see, we are using student of which package? We are using student of package day 9, but we want it in day 10. Now if I do a save, see, our error has gone. So now the day 10 student has some comparison mechanism based on which the sorting can be done. So if I display the element over here, it will display me in the order I added them, because array list will preserve the order. And now what will it display me? It will sort them based on their roll number and display me. See. So first it will display me the way I added them: 18, 45, 1, 93 and 93 and 77. The way I added them. And now second time if you see, it has sorted them based on their roll number. So see, 1 has come first, then has 18, then has 45, then has 77, and then has 93. Now who can tell me if I wanted to sort them based on their roll number? So what changes do I need to do and in which class? Yes, guys? Yes, we need to go to the student class and make the change in the logic of the comparator. So I comment this comparator. So again, it will show me an error that you have not overridden the comparator. I will come here and I'll say, okay, add it. So it will add me the comparator again because I have commented this. And now here I want to compare based on the what? Percentage. So I can just copy this. And here I can deliver S1 and say what now? S1 dot percentage. If it is greater than percentage, then return 1. Else this dot percentage. Okay. Everywhere. Now I will compare using the percentage less than S1 dot percentage. Then return 1 else. Okay, so my part was saved. Now, whenever I will try to use the sorting, it will look for the comparison mechanism in this class. And now the comparison mechanism I have used comparable, and comparable does it using the compare to method. The compare to method, the objects are being compared based on the percentage in ascending order. So now this, if I run this code now, you will see that they are sorted based on their percentage in ascending order. So before they added in the same way I added them, 1845 1, but afterwards sorted by percentage in ascending order. See 68.5, 78.5, 87.5, 88.5, and 98. Is that making sense to you all, guys? What is the use of the comparable interface? Who's understood it? Tell me. Who's understood the concept of comparable interface clearly? And if asked in the interview, who can answer confidently? So if I ask that in a class there are 3 attributes and I want to sort the collection of this class based on one single parameter, so what will you say in the interview? Yes, Ansika, please ask. Please ask your doubt. Yes, Ansika, you can ask your doubt. I can read your chats. Fibonacci series. You wanted, okay, let me complete this topic of comparator, comparable. Then I'll come to the Fibonacci series and give you. So very good. Like this, guys, if you have any doubts, any concerns, any questions, sir, I sat for an interview, I sat for an aptitude test, and I will ask this question. So can you help me with the solution? So you can post on the chat. as and when I will open the chat, I will answer those questions. So once again, let me finish this topic of comparator comparable, then I'll finish, then I'll come to your question of Fibonacci. We'll try to solve it before the session. Okay, so now if I want to compare the objects based on their name, what do I do now? So I will override the comparator differently now. So now I will first let me copy this, and then we will comment it out, and then again we will ask us override, and now I want to compare using which attribute? How to compare using the name. So what we can do is directly we can use over here return this dot what s name dot compare to s dot s name. The simple in one line we can say this. Just use the compare to function. Just use the compare to function of your string. So this dot s name dot compare to s dot name. S is the parameter over here. So now if I try to run this same code, it will be sorted by the alphabets. So see, Bumrah comes first B, then R, then see R A, then R O, and then comes Shubman, and then comes Virat. Once capital V comes at the last. So like this, we can use our own comparison. So now as it was a user-defined class, we had to give the user-defined comparison logic. But it could only use one single logic at a time. So if you are using my roll number, we cannot use others. So any one logic we can use. Return means you have to compare, because this will return an integer value always. This is return always integer value. So if the first string is greater, it will give 1. Second string is greater, it will give -1. If both are same, it will give 0. It will help us in the swapping of the data. So we will only swap when the value is 1. Okay, so this is telling over here, no? You have to return an integer. This dot percentage, so this compare to function. So when I add first Virat, then after that when I add Rohit, so Virat object will be compared with Rohit. So Virat will be the this, and Rohit will become the S1. So we will compare the Virat object with the Rohit object. So the first object which gets added is the this, and the second object which we need to compare is the S1. So that's why S1 goes as a parameter over here. So the first object will compare with the second object. So here you had only one parameter on which you could compare. If you want to use multiple parameters and you want to use plug and play, then you can go for comparator. What comparator do is, for each attribute you can have a comparator class. So I want roll number comparator. So it will implement which interface? Comparator. Now this comparator is for which class? It's for the student class object. Now it is the interface, so you have to implement the method. So the function here is compare. Now so if I am passing Virat and Rohit, so first object is for Virat and second object is for Rohit. Now we will compare these two objects. So how are we comparing roll number? So we are doing this, right? So you can copy this same logic over here and paste it. Now there is no this over here. There is no this. So there is either S1 or S2. So you will say, and as roll number is a private, attribute. So I cannot access directly. So I will say S1 dot get roll number. And S2 dot get roll number. And then like this. So you can make your own class for each comparator logic. Okay. Roll number comparator. Then you can make a class for percentage comparator. So it is just same like roll number comparator, just change the arguments. Comparator. For which class? For student class. Import it. Now what to do? Whatever logic you wrote inside the roll number comparator, add it over here. But now we will compare the percentage. So next. Get percentage. Get percentage. Get percentage. Yeah, so we can use this percentage comparator also. And if you want to use a third comparator, then we can use the name comparator also. We can make different classes and keep which implements comparator for which class? For student class, add the unimplemented method, that is compare, and here what will do the simple one liner. Simple one liner will do what? This means if S1 dot get SName dot compare to S2 dot get SName. That is, you can write in one single line. So now as you have three comparators, so now whenever you are going to sort, let's say now you want to sort by roll number. Now you want to sort by roll number. So in the collection, we can now pass the new object of new roll number comparator. So here you can keep all the three options ready, and whichever options you will need wherever. Okay. So let's say I'm making list of. So this is my for academic students. Okay. So this is my academic students list. So how will I arrange the academic students? How will I arrange the academic students, guys? In as per their percentage, right? So I will say sort this academic students based on their percentage. So I will say new percentage compare and see if we display it later on. Okay, so it will display the students list, and then it will compare based on their percentage. Again display. See, display and then compare on their percentage. The percentage it is showing me from small to big. I want to show from big to small. So go and change the logic of the percentage. Just change the sign. Just change from here less than. Just change the sign. Yes. If you reverse the sign, it will reverse the order. So first I was seeing the person who has got the least percentage. It was from ascending order, small to big, 68, 78 and that. And then make it changes and I run. So I can have my own customized sorting order. So I'll have the highest percentage. 98, 88, 77, 87 and as I'm showing all the students at one, it is showing like this. If you want to show in single line, then you can put a for loop and say, take one student, put it into S, from where, from academic students, and then sys out each student. So if you have two string implemented, over here in your class, you have two string, yes. So now directly it will show you 5 rows. Now it will show you 5 rows. Select this. And I have done it based on their percentage comparator. Okay. So 98 comes first, 88, 87, this and this. Okay, I want to make one more list. Let's say I want to make examination seating. So how do we seat the people for examination? Okay, so this was the sys out, okay, academic performance chart list of students. Okay, so now if I want to arrange this as per their what do you call? They are no, in the exam, how you will seat them, exam seating. I want to seat them in the examination. So how will we do that? Comparable can be used to compare with only one attribute, Satya, and comparator can be used to compare with several attributes. So if you want to keep an option open for any of the attributes, now here, so how do we seat people in the examination? We seat people in the examination based on their name, right? So what I will do now? I will do. Okay, so copy this. Now I will say collection dot sort new name comparator and exam seating arrangement. Now see, the exam seating arrangement will be done based on the name. So see here, this was done based on the percentage. Exam seating based on the name BRAROSH and Virat. Okay, then if I want to show the pending fees, whose fees is pending, I will show their roll number. What will I do? New roll number comparator. And I'll say pending college fees. Now if I do a run, that will be compared based on what? Roll number comparator. So at one time, I can have various comparators. So roll number 1, 18, 45, 77, 90. They are pending. It's the same collection. I can use different ways of comparing. Okay, that is the purpose of comparator and comparable. Now, anybody who's still struggling with comparator, comparable, guys? Anyone who still has not understood comparator, comparable? I hope comparator, comparable is now clear. Yes, Manisha understood. Other also, but so this will come with practice. The more you practice, the more thorough you all will get in your understanding. Okay. Now come to the question of Fibonacci series. So who can tell me what is the Fibonacci series? Okay, they'll ask you to write a program and generate the Fibonacci series and show. So Fibonacci series is such, it starts with 0 and 1, and then you keep on adding the last two numbers. So what are the last two numbers? 0 and 1. What is the sum of that? The sum of the last two numbers, 0 and 1, sum is 1. 1 and 1, sum is 2. 2 and 1, sum is 3. 3 and 2, sum is 5. 5 and 3, sum is 8. 8 and 5, 13. 21, 34. So this goes on till infinity. So numbers go on till infinity. So we need to stop somewhere. So I have printed how many numbers of the Fibonacci series over here? I have printed how many numbers of the Fibonacci series? I have printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if I ask for the length of the Fibonacci series, so if I ask for length of Fibonacci series and the user enters 5, so I will display the first 5 Fibonacci series numbers. So I will display 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. If the user enters 8, I will display the first 8 Fibonacci series numbers. That is till 13. The user enters 10, I will display the first 10 Fibonacci series. So I will take the length from the user and display the Fibonacci series till that length, right? Makes sense? So how is this done now? So it's very elementary. So from the scanner, you scan the length. What do? You scan for the length. Ask the user and the length. The user will enter the length, you begin the length. Okay. So let's say user enters 10. Let's say user enters 10. So my length becomes 10. Okay. Now I take the first two numbers of Fibonacci series. The first two numbers are A is 0 and 1. and I display these two numbers directly. Directly I display A and B because initially I have to display the two numbers. So I display A and B. So what is the output of this so far? So far, okay, let me copy this and paste into the node into the Eclipse so that we don't lose this code. Okay. Forgot to add main. I hit main over here. Okay, and I paste this over here. Control Shift now. Next I am. Okay. So I'm just copying and pasting the code. So the output will come like this. Till now, I will have 0 and I have 1. Now I have printed 0 and 1. So I need to print from which number of the Fibonacci series? From the 3, these two I have printed. I have printed the fourth and second number. Now I have to go and print from the third till the length, right? So from where will my loop start from? The loop will start from 3 and the loop will end at the length of the length which a user has given. So if user has given 5, I will start from 3 and go till 5. User has given 10, I will start from 3 and go till 10. Okay. So here my for loop will start from yes, very stable 3 and I less than equal to length and I plus. So now this is what you need to understand here. I think I'm going to do now. So I is equal to 3, I less than equal to length, and I plus plus. Now this loop will go how many times? From 3 to length. I will calculate the A and B summation. So let me copy this code and paste it so that I don't have to type the code every time. So I paste the code. The length is length. And declare the integer I. Okay. So try to understand on A, B, and C. I have to make 3 columns. A, B, and C. So what is in A? A has 0. Now what is in B? B has 1. C is addition of A plus B. What does C become? C become 1. And as you have the addition of A plus B, you display the C. You display the C. So what will it output? What is in C now? What is in out? What will out? C is 1, it will display 1 now. Okay. And now it's very simple. Just do a left shift. Just do a left shift. Whatever is in B, put it in A, and whatever is in C, put it in B. So whatever was in B, you give it to A. So B was 1, A becomes 1. Whatever was in C, give it to B. So whatever is in B, give it to A. Whatever is in C, give it to B. Whatever is in B, like whatever is in B, give it to A, and whatever is in C, give it to B. So what is in B? 1. Give that 1 to A. What is in C? 1. Give that 1 to B. And again the loop will I plus I will become 4. 4 less than or equal to 10. C is A plus B. What is C? 1 plus 1 now is 2. Once you have your C, display the C. Display the C means display the 2. And then what to do? Whatever is in, you want to do this. Do this. Whatever is in B, give it to A. 1. And whatever is in B, whatever is in C, give it to B. 2. Finish. I plus I becomes 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 10? Yes. C is A plus B. C is 1 plus 2. 3. Display 3. And after displaying, do this. Whatever is in B, give it to A. Whatever is in C, give it to B. So this becomes 2, this becomes 3. And I plus I becomes 6, 6 is equal to 10. C is A plus B, C becomes 5. And the loop will continue iterating. So that's what we need to do over here. C is A plus B, then sys out the C. And once that is done, put the A into the B and put the C into the B. That's all. Okay, Fibonacci series. Right click, run as Java application. I enter length as 10. It is moved to 34. What happened over here? 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. What happened over here? We are taking 10. And then whatever is in B, I am putting in A. Whatever is in C, I am putting in B. And okay, I am displaying A over here. Sorry. I should have displayed what? C. I should have displayed what? C. Right click and as Java application. Use million 10 and to display the first 10 numbers one of the series. Does that answer your doubt, miss? Who had raised about Fibonacci series? Hamsika, does this clear your doubt? Very good. Anybody else having any programming questions? I was asked this in an interview or in a technical round, and I was not able to crack it. So this sessions are targeted towards you all clearing the interviews. So you all should be comfortable programming. Let's take a 2-3 minutes break, and then we'll join back, and then we'll do some hash maps. Okay. Maps are also very important. Okay, guys, let's resume. So people have sent some chats asking for questions of stack, how to implement stack. Okay. How to implement priority queue. Okay. We'll do that also. Stack, priority queue. So first let me start with HashMap and then we will try to go deeper. Very interesting sort of collection with HashMap. Okay, very interesting and very different from others. Reason why it is different is because it stores the data in key value pairs. How does it store the value? It stores the data in key value pairs. So you can think of a hash map as a two-dimension table. You can think of a hash map as a two-dimension table. A two-column table, rather, I would say. A two-column table. So the left column is the key and the right column is the value. Now keys cannot be duplicate, keys cannot be null. Okay. No null keys for the key. Okay, this is for the key. As we are using hash, no duplicates, no null. For values, yes, you can have duplicates and nulls. Values, the rule is different. You can have duplicates, you can have null values also. So data is stored in the form of a two-column table that is called as by hash map. So if I say roll number and name, so roll number 1, Alice, so like this, I can store the data in a key value pair. And value can be any object, okay? Value can be any object. So 2 and Ben, 3, Chris, like this. We can store data in key value pairs. How will I make this hash map? I will make the hash map as hash map, and then you have to provide what is the type of the key and what is the type of the value. So here I am getting the key as numbers. I will say integer, comma, value is a string. Okay, and I will call the hash map as students equals to new hash map. Like this, you will create the hash. And to add element to the hash map, you will say the hash map object name dot put. Okay, so now you don't have add method, you have the put method now. So to add an element to a hash map, we use the put method. Put, and then you have to give the key value pairs. Value 1, comma, Alice. Like this, you can as many entries you can call. One hash map put is called as one entry. So these are called 3 entries are there. Okay, you can duplicate the value or you cannot duplicate the key. So like this. And it does not preserve the order of insertion. As hashing is there, wherever you will see a hash, their order is not preserved by default. So in a hash map, order is not preserved. So when I run this code, it will show me in random order. It will not be in the order in which I inserted them. Hash map does not maintain the insertion order. So now who can tell me how to make a hash map of employee name and salary? Who can tell me how will I make this hash map? And how will I store the records? If I need to store the record like Alice, salary $800, then $900, and Chris $700. How will I create this hash map? Then you can name it as employees. You can name the hash map as employees. Tell me. Create it and show it on the chat. That this should be the call. I'll insert these 5 records also and show me. Come on, guys. Now let's do some programming. I want you all to do some programming now. Yes, one person has responded. Two person. Very focus. Some people are responding. Very good. Understanding of hash map is very important, guys. Temporary put alias, hash map, string and integer of employees, new hash map. Yeah, I wasn't speaking anything on this slide, Sushmita. I was just waiting for them to send the response. Employer put Ben 900, employer put Alex. Yes, correct. You all have done the coding correctly. Okay. Now, one very important question for the interview is internal working of a hash map. Okay, this is asked very, very commonly in interview questions. Internal working of a hash map. How does a hash map work internally? Okay, so let me show it to you now. So master this question. Try to understand it very, very crisp and clearly. There should be no gray areas while trying to explain this question. So let's take the hash map which we just created now on the chat. Your featured hash map. The key will be the string because it's an employee name, and value will be a double because it's a salary, correct? So I will say double, and I will say employees, and I will say new hash map. Okay. So now whenever I add into this hash map, I have to use the put function, correct? So I do not use the add, I have to use the put function because the put function takes 2 parameters. Add function takes only 1 parameter. So put, and what I want to put, I'm going to put the key and the value. comma separated. Okay. So what happens now is how the hash map works internally. For every object in Java, we can calculate the hash code for that object. See, whichever object you make in Java, you can create a hash code for that. So let me show you an example. Hash code reserve. Every object has a hash code associated with it. Whichever object you will make. So let's say I make a string name equals to Alice. Okay, so the object I have made string name equals to name1 equals to Ben. So each object which we make in Java, whatever object, let's say you make a student S1 is new student. Each object in Java associates it to the hash code. So if I do a sys out, and if I say name dot hash code, see, it will display me the hash code for the name. So I'll say name plus and the hash code. Let me put a colon in between. So it will display me the name and the hash code of that thing. So let's see what is the hash code for Alice. For Alice had was 633503668. Let's check what is the hash code for Ben. So I'll say name1 and name1 dot hash code. Save and run. This is the hash code 6667. There's an integer value on this. Let's check hash code for S1. Okay. So just check it. S1 times hash code. Save and run. This is the hash code given to S1. So every object has a hash code. So what we do is we take the key. What HashMap does is it takes the key and it, okay, now HashMap, it stores the data in the form of buckets. Okay. So if I make a HashMap of size 10, try to understand this. So if I make a HashMap of size 10, see how it is. Okay, so what it does, it will make a hash map of 10 buckets. Okay, so let me say. Okay. So 5. There are no 5. So total there are 10. The data in HashMap are stored in buckets. Okay, these are we call as the buckets, and the buckets have indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So what happens now? It takes the key first and it calculates the hash code for that key. But in HashMap, we only store objects as key and values. So it calculates the hash code. So let's the hash code for Alice is 6, 5, 5, 4, 3. This some hash code is there. Now once you get the hash code, it will pass that hash code through a hash function. Remember this, guys. to a hash function. And the hash function can be simple, such as whatever is the hash code mod with the size of the hash map. Okay, so whatever is the hash code mod with the size. So what is the hash code? 655345 mod with 10. A number mod with 10, what will it give you? It will give me the last digit of that number, so 5. So when this 5 comes, means this object which I am adding Alice, it will prepare a linked list node with 4 things: the key, the value, the hash code, and the address of the next node. So it prepares a list of these values, of the key, of the value, of the hash code, and pointer to the next node. Like this it will create. So what is the key? Key is Alice. What is the value? 800. What is the hash code? The key is Alice. Value is 800. Hash code is 655345, and next is map. So now this node gets the address 1000, let's say, and now whatever this hash function has returned, this data will be stored at that bucket. So that we go to bucket number 5. And what is the address? 1000. That 1000 will be stored over here, and it will form a chain now. We will add it over here. Now see what happens next. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Now what will happen when I do employees dot put? Now tell me what will happen now. This is what I wanted to show you. So now tell me, what do you think will happen over here? Now who will tell me? It will take the key and calculate the hash code. So let's say the hash code for that key is 77738. And it will pass this hash code through the hash function. So what will you get bucket as? Bucket as 8. And then it will prepare the object of this type and put it at the whatever address that object has. Let's say it has address 2000. So the key, the value, the hash code will be put. And what address is this node stored at? 2000. 2000 will come at bucket number here. And like this, it will keep on storing all the data at different buckets. And now what is the key for this? So the key for this is then 1900 and HashMap like this. Okay, then there might be a collision. There might be a collision. What happens in collision? If I say employees dot put, and if I say I want to add Chris, and Chris is 700, let's say. If I'm adding this element, it will calculate the. So if Chris is 65533,878, this is the hash code for Chris. If I pass it through the hash function, it will give me 8. Means Chris object will also go at 8, but 8 already we have an object. So what it does in such cases is it chains it. It forms a chaining. So like this, it will create the object at address 3000. At address 3000, it will create the object with all the 4 values, key, value, hash code, and next is null. Key, what is the key? The key is Chris. Value is 700. Hash code. Every object has a hash code. And now this will be kept at bucket number 8, right? So how it does the collision management? It does the collision management by chaining the object. So it will okay, so we will take this object and which bucket it has to go to? 8. It will add it over here. And this address which was next now was null. Now will point to 3000. So like this, it will keep on chaining the objects and form a long chain. Like this. So this is how internally a HashMap works. Okay, this question is asked very frequently for interviews when they ask collections. So your answer would be in a HashMap, it takes the key, it calculates the hash code for that key, then that hash code is passed through a hash function. Whatever is the output of the hash function, that bucket is allocated to that object, and the object is stored in the form of a node having key, value, hash code, and next. If there is collision, then it forms a list of all the nodes like this. Okay. Now, if I want to, let's say, do this on the same. Okay, so if I do employees dot put again now, and again if I say I want to put Ben, but I want to put 5000. So when I put, it will first calculate the hash code for Ben. So it is 7738. We get bucket number 8, and then in bucket number 8, it will first check, does a key exist for Ben? If the key exists for Ben, it will just update the value. It will not create a new node because duplicates are not allowed. It will just go and update the value like this. So now my Ben's value is 5000. This is how your HashMap works internally. Let me show it to you all now. Okay, so if I take a HashMap demo and make a new class, HashMap demo, and see now. So let me make a HashMap. HashMap of string, comma, integer, okay, and now let's try to say employees dot put. Okay, employees dot put. First, what are we going to add? We are going to add Alice and then 800. Okay, so it calculates internally hash code. We have a hash code function. It calculates the hash code internally for us. We don't have to worry about how to calculate the hash code. Okay, so we have Ben, and we have Chris, and we have 900, we have 700. Okay, so if I now sys out employees, now if I do a save and I run, it will arrange the data, but order will not be maintained. See, it has taken Alice first, Chris next, and Ben third. If I now write the object again, and if I say Ben with 5,000, so it will not add the one more entry. It will just go and update the value of the existing Ben record, because you cannot have duplicate keys. See, the value of Ben got updated because it does not have duplicate entries. Neither can you have a key as null. Neither can you have a key as null. So if I say null and okay, let's check null and 10,000. Let's check. Okay. So see, it will not allow you to add the null key inside. So data is stored in the key value pairs in your hash maps. Okay. Then you can make a list of hash maps also, guys. Okay. You can make a list of double, means you have to enter double like this. Okay. So see, but now if I enter double means I've made a hash map of integer, no? It will not allow me to enter double. So what do I have to do? I'll have to make this as double. Okay. So now I have to make here as double over here. And it is not allowed to put a null, so we remove this. So like this, you can add your double also and run as Java application. Like this. Okay. So then I can make a, so if you want to read any value, you give the key, it will give you the value. Okay. Simply like an array. Like an array, we give the index, it gives us the value. So here you give the key, it will give you the value. So if I want to read 900, what will I say? If I want to read 900, same like yesterday, get. We use the get. So get, what we have to give? We have to get the key. So if I say employees.get Ben means will give me the value for Ben. So will give me the value for Ben. Will give me the value for Ben. So I save it. Will display me 900. Will display me 900. Okay, what was it, Ben? Okay, Ben got upgraded to 5,000. No? Will display 5,000. So this is how you can put, and this is how you can get. Okay. Now see what I mean by list of hash map. Okay, this should be a bit interesting. This should be a bit interesting. How we can store the list of hash map. So okay, so Alice, Ben, Chris, I have one employee. Let me make a hash map of students. Okay, let's say I'm having a 100-meter race. I'm having a 100-meter race. So I'm say M100, and in that M100, I am adding these. Okay, so I want to make a hash map of first and which student came first. I want to give string and string, and I want to write first who came. First came Alice. Second, Ben. Yes. And now if I display M100, it will display me the M100, and I get first, second, third. Now if I want to display that, I want to display the name of the uh, athlete who came second in the 100-meter race. Who can tell me? display name of the athlete who came second in the 100-meter race. Who will tell me? What code will I write? To display the name of the athlete who came second in the 100-meter race. What will I write? Swiss out. And I will say M100 dot get. And I have to give the key. So what key will I give? I will give the key second. And it will display me the name of the person who came second in the 100 meters. Who came second? Ben came second. Okay, now if I want to make one more for 200 meters. Okay, so who came first in 200 meters? Let's say David came, Else, and Frank. Okay, these are M200 price. M200, M200, M200. And if I display. So now who can tell me who came first in the 200-meter race? Who came first? In the 200-meter race. So what will we do? We will say get M200 dot get of first. So will display me the name of the athlete who came first, that is David. Okay, now I wanted to understand. Now I form a array list called as Olympic. I form a array list, and in that array list I will store hash maps. List of hash maps. In that array list, I will store hash map, and each hash map will be of string and string, and I call it as Olympic hash map. Control Shift 4. Okay. Control Shift 4. Array list. Okay. Now. Okay, array list, right? Array list. Okay. Now, if I want to add these two to the array list, how will I add? How will I add? How will I add these two lists to the Olympic array list? So I will say Olympic dot add, and I'm adding M100, and I'm adding Olympic dot add M200. Okay, so now this is looking something like this. Guys, try to understand this. Correct. So we have a hash map first. Okay, which will be key value pair, right? So this is my M100, and what is the key value pairs? We are having first Alice, and second Ben, and third Chris, right? Second. So I have this second also. M200. Okay. Okay. Now what I did is I added them to a array list. Now this is what you have to visualize. Okay. This is what you have to visualize. So now I add them to a array list, and now array list has indexes, right? Array list has indexes. So this is index 0 and this is index 1. And this array list name is Olympic. So now if I want to display in this Olympic the name of the athlete who came third in the 100-meter race, using Olympic, display the name of the athlete who came third in the 100-meter. So how will you do that? But now I want you to try using with Olympic. Try using with Olympic. So 100-meter race is at which index? 0. So what will I say? I will say Olympic dot get of 0. Okay, so that will give me this yellow portion, right? Of this yellow portion, what do I want? Who has come third? So I will do dot get of third. Yeah, but what is the code? I'm asking for the code. I'm asking for the code, Manisha. What will you write? So Olympic dot get 0 will give you this yellow. Of this, once I've got this yellow part, of that what you want now? Dot get third. Dot get third, like this. So you can just do this. Get Olympic dot get of 0, but as this is the list, you'll have to give the index. And once you have got the 0 object, that is the M100, of that you are saying get with the third key, will give me Chris. Dot get third of what? I cannot directly say Olympic dot get third, Satya. Will I say Olympic dot get third? Olympic is the array list. The array list will have index 0, 1, all that stuff, right? So I will say Olympic dot get of 0, of that get of third, correct? Now let me try to do it. So you also understand the concept first now. So now let me try to do it over here. So Olympic dot get of 0. So 0 means the list maintains the insertion order. So this has come at 0 index and this has come at 1 index. So get of 0 means gives the object on M100. Of M100 I want the third. So what will I say? Dot get of third. And I display that. And I display that. I do a run. It will display it. See, it gave me like this. Okay, it was displaying all this whole data also. It was displaying the all data also. Okay, I do a save. Sheet shows me Chris. Okay, now tell me. Okay, now can you tell me using Olympics? Using Olympics, now I want you to tell me the athlete who came first in 200-meter. Who can tell me now? Using Olympic, who came first in 200-meter? How will you write that? This is a bit deeper of collections. So try to understand the concept of collections thoroughly. How will you write that? Olympic dot get of 1 dot get first. Absolutely correct. Correct. Dot get of 1 dot get of first. Yes. So So who came first in 200 meters? David came first in 200 meters. Now let's raise the bar even further. Display me the name of employees who have come first in either race. Display me the name of employees who have come first. Display me the name of employees who have come first. So who have come first? Alice and David have come first. So how will you do that? How will we do that now? Display the name of athletes who have come second in come first in display name of the athletes who came first in both the races. So who will tell me how to do that? I give you all 1 second to think over it. The output of that code should be Alice and David. Alice has also come first. David has also come first. So if I had one more race, let's say 800 meters. It had A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, 300, M 800, right? 800. Now I want the name of all people who have come first. And let me add to the Olympic. Let me add the 800 race also. So tell me, how will you do that now? Tell me. Pretty simple. It's very, very, very elementary. No. See, Lakshmi, good try, but it's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. What you need to do is, how many elements are in the array list? How many elements are in this array list Olympic, guys? No. 3 elements. So how do I get that 3? How do I get that? Yesterday we had done, right? Yesterday we had done. So I'll say I equals to 0, I less than what? Yesterday, which method did we use for that? Capacity and size and I plus, you know, iteration. Okay. So now what is the value of I in the first iteration? 0. So what you can do is like this. So hard coding 0, say I and say first. Now what is the value of I in the first iteration? 0. Olympic.get of 0 will give you what? 100. Of that I want first. Then when I increments to 1, Olympic of 1 of get first, Olympic of 2 of get first. So we'll display the first of all the 3 categories: Alice, David, and George. Alice, David, and George. Here, Alice, David, and George. These are old data, so we can keep on commenting it, so it doesn't disturb us. So Alice, David, George. Got it, guys? So you should be comfortable. Yes, I equal to 0. Olympic.sign plus plus. Olympic.get up, I don't get first. Perfect, Akila. Correct. We are now getting into the hang of it now. So gradually you all can, you know, increase the pace and of your learning and try to venture into complex data collection algorithms. Venture into complex collection algorithms, guys. You have to go further deeper. Okay. Are getting this, guys? HashMap, internal working of HashMap, comparator, comparable. Okay. You should be able to do programming on this. Okay. Let me push today's code onto the GitHub and share on the repo. Meanwhile, you all can text in and put in your chats If you have any doubts or queries, so give me some time to push the code onto the GitHub. Okay, I'll push this code onto the GitHub. Is there anything which I need to? In the code on the repo, you can ask your queries and concerns. You can paste them onto the chat. Whatever slides I have made, I'll save that also. Rajita, I'm sharing the link of the GitHub. No, you can use that GitHub link, and whatever code we are doing, we'll show you over there. That is the purpose of me creating the link, GitHub link, and sharing it with you all. I shared the link on the repo. How long means? As long as you are practicing. You can use it anytime also, yes. If you have the link, you can use it anytime also. That has nothing to do with the validity or expiry of the link. I'll just refresh the repository also once. We have shared the link also back onto the GitHub repo. So any queries, any concerns you'll have, guys? I'm giving you all 2-3 minutes. Any concerns, any queries you all have, I can post onto the chat. I'll reply to it. Monday we'll do some database. Monday I plan to do some database with you all. And once I do the database, then we'll do some Spring Boot also on Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so we'll try to take the framework out of the interview questions as to what they ask on Spring Boot and all that stuff. Okay, so let now take 2 minutes and post your question. Yes, you can do it in any coding app. Varsh, you want to do it in IntelliJ IDEA, VS Code, anything. Yes, Ansika, we'll discuss the resume building in the next week. What keywords you all need to put on the resume. I'll say the sample formats for you all. Okay. Okay. Sushmita, you need to ask anything to the students?
No, sir. Students, if you have any query, you can just post in a chat. We will answer it. From my side, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Yeah, most of the chats I have read and given the reply.
Okay.
Okay, then. Jump off. Okay, then. See you all. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, students, I'm posting the attendance link once again on the chat. We'll wait for 2 minutes, then we'll wind up the session. Before that, if you have missed out to mark the attendance, kindly make sure that you will be marking the attendance. And some people are asking about the tomorrow session. Tomorrow you will not be having any sessions. Again, the next session will be on Monday. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I mean Saturday and Sunday, you don't have any session. Any other questions, students? Any other thing you do want to ask? Some are asking about the certificate. The certificate, once you will complete this course, I mean 27th is the last day of this session. Once you complete this program, after like within 9 to 10 working days, you will receive your certificate, your register mail ID. But your attendance should be above 60%. So make sure that daily you are marking your attendance without any fail. Okay, students, we'll wind up for the day. I hope you all mark your attendance. We'll again meet it on Monday. Thank you all. Good night.